warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Before we start into the video, please let me introduce myself. My name is Feisa Rahma Kasjani. You can call me Feisa, and my student number is 632489. So in this occasion, I want to present my speech, and the topic I chose is about change in a bad habit. Bad habits are patterns of behavior that are repeated and consistent but have a negative impact on oneself or others. This habit is often done without thinking because it has become a routine or because it gives momentary satisfactions, even though the long term consequences can be detrimental. Usually, bad habits arise due to stress, environment, or lack of self awareness. But the good news is all habits can be changed if there is willingness and consistency. Example of habits includes procrastinating, playing gadgets too much, eating unhealthy food, not being on time, and so on. The negative impacts that arise when we continue to do bad habits include first, mental and emotional health, including avoidance of responsibility. This impact on self-confidence and motivations. Also, overthinking or procrastinations. This is impacts such as stress, anxiety, and guilt. The second one, productivity and career. For example, procrastinations. This is impact of poor work result, missed opportunity, and loss of reputations. And also, no time discipline. This impact is difficult to achieve long-term goals. Many people regret it after committing a bad habit because they realize it goes against their own values, goals, or health. But because bad habits often provide instant gratifications, the brain is automatically more tempted despite knowing the risk. There are several reasons that trigger the guilt effect after committing a bad habit. For example, first, external pressures and social environment. Most people do bad habits because they follow the crowd and end up regretting it when they realize it wasn't the right choice. Second, inner conflict. In this case, our brain thinks of two things, namely what I should do and what I want to do. For example, when someone wants to finish their work quickly instead of working on it, but instead chooses to procrastinate the work, which ends up building up. Third, awareness after negative impact appears. Regret comes after the impact is felt. For example, procrastinating on work. Changing in bad habits is not easy, but it is possible with awareness and the right steps. The first step is to realize and acknowledge your bad habits. We need to be honest with ourselves. There are certain behaviors that have a negative impact, such as procrastinating or staying up late for no apparent reason. After that, it is important to recognize what triggers these habits. Triggers can be emotions like stress and boredom, your surroundings, or certain times of the day. And by knowing the triggers, we can start to anticipate and avoid them. Instead of just trying to quit a bad habit, it is more effective to replace it with a similar but healthier habit. For example, if you usually spend time on your phone when you're bored, try to replacing it with reading a light book or taking a short walk. The process of change should also start from small steps that can be done consistently. There is no need for sudden big changes, because small changes and sustainable ones are easier to maintain. To be successful, we need to create a support system, not just rely on intentions. For example, using alarms, reminder or notes, or putting sources of temptations out of reach. If at any time you fall back into a bad habit, don't immediately despair, but try to evaluate what caused the setback and forgive yourself. Occasional failure is a part of the learning and growing process. Support system from friends, family, or community can also be very helpful in this process. With perseverance and the right strategies, bad habits can slowly be replaced by more positive and beneficial ones. That's the end of my speech for today. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, please introduce myself. My name is Rahma Kasjani and you can call me Feisa. In this occasion, I would like to present my presentations about comparison. Before we start, we have to know what is comparisons. Comparison is used when we want to show the difference between two or more ideas, people, or things. There are three of form of comparison. The first one is positive degree, the second one is comparative degree, and the last one is superlative degree. First, we move on to the positive degree. In the positive degree, basic form of the adjective, for example, short, tall, beautiful, and diligent. And second, we move on to the comparative degree. Comparative degree used to compare between two things. For example, shorter, taller, more beautiful, and more diligent. And the last one is superlative degree. Superlative degree used to compare more than two things. For the example, shortest, tallest, most beautiful, and most diligent. So we can see the difference between comparative degree and superlative degree. In the comparative degree, we use AR or and then we use more. But in the superlative degree, we use est or est and most. Next, form of comparison. First, subject plus to be plus adjective plus plus then plus subject. For the example, he, subject, is to be, smarter, adjective, and we add the then me. And the second one is subject plus verb plus adverb plus plus then plus subject. And the example is the cat is subject, runs, verb, and faster, adverb, and we add the then the dog. The cat runs faster than the dog. And the third form is subject plus to be plus more plus adjective plus then plus subject. For example, my sister, subject, is to be more diligent, adjective, than me. My sister is more diligent than me. And the last one is subject plus verb plus more plus adverb plus then plus subject. For the example, she, subject, cries, verbs, more loudly, adverb, than her little sister. She cries more loudly than her little sister. So there are three rules in comparison. So first one is adjective ending letter Y. For adjective that end in the letter Y must be replaced with I. After that, add AR or For example, happy. In the word happy, we can see that the end of the letter is Y, then we have to change the Y to the I. So, happy, happier. Don't forget to add the AR or after we change the Y to I. So, happy, happier. And angry, angrier. Pretty, prettier. The second rule is using more. This usually applies when the word has more than one syllable or has special characteristic. For example, fluently. Fluently has two syllables. Fluently. So we have to add more. Fluently, more fluent. And the second is quickly. Quickly. Quickly has two syllables. And we have to add the more quickly, quickly, more quickly. Expensive, more expensive. Difficult, more difficult. And the last rules is adjective with the form consonant, vowel, and consonant pattern. The form consonant is double before adding er. For example, fat, you can see that fat is F consonant, A vowel, and T consonant. So we have to double the last word here, T, and then we add the fatter, fatter. And then the second one is sad. S is consonant, A vowel, and D is consonant. So we have to double the D and then we add the so it became sadder. And the third one is big. B is consonant, I vowel, and G is consonant. So we have to double the G and then we add the so big, bigger. And now we move on to the quiz time. So there are three questions that we have to answer. So the first question is Jem is the blah 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 student in the class. A. Smart. B. More smart. C. Smartest. And D. More smart. So the right answer for these questions is C. Smartest. James is the smartest student in the class. And the questions number two. Your shoes are blah 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 than mine. A. Interesting. B. More interesting. C. Most interesting. And D. Interestinger. So the right answer for these questions is B. More interesting. Your shoes are more interesting than mine. And the last questions is this dress is blah 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 than you bought yesterday. A. Good. B. Gooder. C. Best. And D. Better. And the right answer for these questions is D. Better. This dress is better than you bought yesterday. So this is the end of my presentations for today. I hope this video can help you and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.